choose a new way to see. No more counting calories, just living free. Robert Ferguson's got the plan you need. With diet-free life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see you through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right. With diet-free life, it helps futures lose pride.
Woo, woo, woo. What's up, everybody? This is Robert Ferguson. Yes, this is Diet Free Life with Robert Ferguson, Roberto Lorenzo Ferguson. And today is no different. Every time I go live, my goal is to share with you information that maybe you didn't know about. And today is no different. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. Now, before we get into the nuts and bolts of debunking a couple things about nutrition, I want to invite you to read our description. Come over to our YouTube channel if you're not there. Maybe you're catching us on Facebook or somewhere else. But we're growing this baby, and it's all happening at this very moment in time. And I also want to encourage you. We have a food as medicine certification and course coming up. It's very affordable. Everybody can be a part of it. You can attend live or you can catch the replay. So there's a link provided below. So I would recommend you get involved. And what we're talking about today is a great example of why everyone would benefit from learning the truth when it comes to nutrition. Because if you don't know the truth, you can fall for anything. You know, matter of fact, I was talking to a very dear friend of mine who used to own fitness centers for 30 years. And I was talking to him and he was telling me how he was on a GLP-1 drug. He saw my article and assumed I was supporting it. I go, oh, no, absolutely not. And then he told me he was on it and he got quiet. I go, I'm not going to say his name. Actually, I can say his name. I'm not going to say his last name, but his name is Jim. And I go, Jim, what are you doing? And he told me his situation and the weight's coming out. I said, Jim, do you know how people lose the weight? Do you understand how this drug works? I've talked to many doctors that prescribe it and they never get to how it works. Mind-blowing to me. And we're just walking around, not all of us, but some people, like my buddy Jim, and just taking this drug, not knowing the increased damage that it's causing. Unbelievable. I mean, I know some pretty smart, accomplished people. That just tells me that means nothing. You could be the top of your class, have a master's, PhD. Lord help us. It is mind-blowing to watch how many people, and I'm not here to shame you, but it's so sad. Ignorance is not bliss. And that brings us to our topic of discussion today, because we are going to talk about, so let me bring it up. We're going to talk about grapes. You guys ever eat those cotton or cotton candy grapes? They are really yummy. And then you got the seedless grapes. We're going to talk a little bit about watermelon, seedless versus the ones that are seeded. A lot of people believe that they're genetically modified. I can tell you up front right now, you don't even have to watch the rest of the video. And underneath, I provided links that you can literally go to the articles that I wrote. Everything is substantiated. I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you the truth as always. You can read and see for yourself that they are not genetically modified. There is no genetic engineering that is taking place as it pertains to these fruit. It's all natural. Okay. Now to help me, I saw a video was sent to me, And I think I'm going to play the longer version. I'm going to let it play, and I want you to watch it with me. The gentleman being interviewed, his name is Dr. Bobby Price. I actually like this guy. I like how he speaks. He's very well spoken. And we're going to watch this short little interview that he's doing. And I've provided a link in the description so you can go watch the video. I want to give credit to the content creator. And I'm not here to bash him because a lot of what I've heard Dr. Bobby mention is the truth. But when it comes to what he's talking about, when it comes to watermelon and these grapes, well, it's not the truth. But then he does share a truth. And so we'll kind of see if it gets to it. So let me pull it up and let's watch this little.
When we talk about fruit, one, seeded fruit.
Yep.
Because you and I were talking about seeded grapes.
Yeah.
And if you can find the seeded grapes, you eat the seeded grapes.
Right.
But not the cotton candy grapes.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it there. So they're talking about seedless grapes. So I don't know if the volume's high enough. Somebody can let me know in the comments. But they're talking about seedless grapes right now. So we're opening up, and if this is coming across loud enough, I'm going to play it through and I'll pause it, and we're going to bring clarity to everything they're talking about. Okay.
Two things, right? When we talk about fruit, one, seeded fruit.
Yep.
Because you and I were talking about seeded grapes.
Yeah.
And if you can find the seeded grapes, you eat the seeded grapes.
Right.
But not the cotton candy grapes.
No,
Because I've seen people doing the reels, baby, and they say, these my favorite grapes. I got the cotton candy grapes. And I'm like, oh, Lord.
Man, I'm going to tell you, like, it's difficult for me to go in the grocery store because it's like I started seeing stuff that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up, my dad is from Miami, so in the summers, you know, like, I remember, like, going to watermelon.
Okay, so let's pause there for a second. So you heard what he said about seedless grapes. Now, if you watch the entire interview, you'll come across, or it comes across as though they're saying that the cotton candy grapes are not good for you. The seedless grapes, they're not good for you. He doesn't specifically say that they're genetically modified, but it's insinuated. And you definitely walk away, even with the clip we just watched, where you're like, I'm probably not going to buy those. Well, I'm holding the article. It's a very short read. You got page 1. You got page 2. That's it. And page 2, half of it, for the most part, is references. So in about 2 minutes, when you go to the link that I provided, you can download it, read it, or you can just read it right there on any device. It's very clear. Cotton candy grapes were first introduced to the public in 2011. Highlight here, cotton candy grapes are the result of cross-pollination, a technique that dates back thousands of years. Now, this method is completely natural and does not involve inserting genes from other species, unlike genetically modified foods. And the take home is also, and that's for flavoring, the seedless grapes are produced through natural mutations and traditional breeding, not genetic modification. This has been going on for years and years and years. So when you see some of these foods come out, and let's say it's cotton candy grapes and they have other flavors, that does not mean that they're just naturally like a bad thing. These are natural, and through crossbreeding, which has been around forever, cross-pollination, you can create these things. But if you only watch that interview, you would walk away thinking, okay, well, I guess I'm not eating cotton candy grapes. So fact, okay? So I'm going to let the interview go on, and I hope you guys can hear it. Somebody can let me know.
And throwing watermelons during the summer.
You know what? I have another version of this. Let me bring it up.
My dad is from Miami, so in the summers, you know, like, I remember, like, going to watermelon farms and throwing watermelons during the summer. And I could tell you, I never saw a watermelon without a seed.
Yeah.
So, like, the first time I saw a watermelon without a seed, I was like, whoa.
What is this?
What's wrong with this one? I went back to the store, took that one back, and I was like, yo, something's wrong with the watermelon. It didn't have no seeds in it. I was like, oh, no, it's seedless. I was like, how? and they couldn't explain to me how. And so, like, people have to understand we come from a seed. Like, every human came from a seed.
Now, okay, I hear what he's saying. I really do. And let me just tell you, he makes a lot of sense. He's very well spoken. But here's a fact, and I wrote a whole article on this, and it's available for you to download and read. But let me just give you the snippets of the reality. Seedless watermelon is not genetically modified. Okay, it's not. Instead, seedless watermelon is developed through a natural crossbreeding technique known as triploid hybridization. And this has a lot to do with chromosomes and how they blend them. And so they basically set the watermelon up to grow without seeds. Now, there's no alarm to that because these are farmers who are producing this type of watermelon, and you have other farmers that are producing watermelons with seeds. Some people prefer the seeds. Now, the seed does make it possible for us to reproduce more watermelons. So if we went with just seedless watermelons, we would never be able to reproduce. So whether it's seedless or whether it has seeds, the watermelon is a watermelon. And I love watermelon. It's one of my favorite fruits. I love it because it's nourishing, it's made up primarily of water, it's packed with some minerals and vitamins. It's great for the summertime. It's not high in sugar as some people think it is. It is the bomb.com. So it's not genetically modified. Now, at one point in the interview, if you were to go and watch it, he does make a comment where he talks about pineapples. Like, you ever see like the pink pineapples? Well, pink pineapples are genetically modified. Okay, let me say it one more time. Pink pineapples are genetically modified. However, they have been approved by the FDA. Now, if that means something to you, then hey, go for it. I don't like genetically modified anything. I'm okay with cross-pollination, crossbreeding. All of that makes sense because it's been going on for forever. And I'm not the biggest advocate and believer in the FDA. I think they're hit and miss. And I'm sure their job is very challenging and extremely difficult. However, I'm going to stick to what I know to be true. So let them finish his point, because there was some good stuff in this little talk. So let me set it up. And again, I want you just to watch how he comes across very well spoken. And again, I like him, but some of the information that they mentioned or it came across, because he never used the words that watermelon seedless is genetically modified. I didn't hear you say that, Dr. Bobby. So we're good. However, if someone watches that, they would definitely walk away thinking that's what's insinuated. And the same thing with the seedless grapes and the flavored grapes. But if you read my article, Dr. Bobby, or whoever else, the references are there and you can do a deep dive in it. I wouldn't share this information if I didn't fact check and do my due diligence, and I did. So I just want people to know that there is nothing wrong with flavored grapes. There's nothing to be concerned about them. There's nothing to be concerned when they don't have seeds in the grapes. The same as with watermelon. They're all good. However, he does say in the interview when he's talking to the lady that pink pineapples were genetically modified, and he is 100% correct when it comes to that. So we're almost done, you guys, but I want to play a little bit more of this.
Humans don't exist without a seed.
Yeah.
Okay? Life comes from a seed. Okay? You can't have food. Like they say in Genesis 1:29, I have given you every fruit-bearing seed. Okay? That was our food in the garden. That's all we needed.
Yeah.
Okay?
Now, wouldn't you guys all agree that right now he makes total sense? So if you take what he's saying about a seed and reproducing, and you start thinking about, oh man, watermelon doesn't have a seed. Oh man, the grapes don't have a seed. That's not natural. No, it's not natural. But there are some positives that come about with technology and our understanding of how food works. Like I just wrote an article on eggs. And one of my dear friends was like, oh yeah, I only buy eggs when the yolk is orange. Not knowing he doesn't know this, but in an article, I'm very clear about it. They know how to feed the hens so that when the egg yolk, when you see it, is orange, even though they're not pasture raised, etc. So it's in the feed. It's kind of like when I was a kid, I remember eating a whole bunch of green apples. And then when I did number 2, green stuff came out, right? I remember eating a whole bunch of beets. And then it's like, oh man, am I bleeding? So what you eat can show up different ways, right? And the same when it comes to like the egg yolk of a chicken. But when you listen to someone who comes across like they make total sense, still it's to all of our best interest to question it, to look into it. And once you know, you know. That's why I love doing the food as medicine course. And I've done, I think this is the 3rd or 4th one, and people learn so much. And once you know, you know. Like in the words of Maya Angelou, when you know better, you can do better. Okay, let me let this finish. It's only a couple more minutes left.
So to go from a divine space of not only I give you this seed, I give you this seed one time, and it's going to produce for you for a lifetime and generations. Your grandchildren will have this mango, okay, and this tree that I have in the backyard. And if an animal comes along and takes one of those mangoes and takes it 2 doors down and it drops into the ground, I will create another tree for you. That's divinity working for us.
Yeah.
So we have to understand what a seed is. That's God giving us abundance. That's God giving, like when you have your children from a seed, now your children can have children.
See, this is, I mean, great technique. But, you know, it brings you in because who's going to argue that? But we're talking about eating watermelon with or without seeds, eating grapes with or without seeds. I mean, come on, you guys. Anyway, the link is provided. You can go and you can watch the entire whole interview if you want. It is there. I'm going to play one more video for you guys. And this is a video. It's 60 seconds long, and then we'll be done. And it reinforces everything that you hear me talking about as it pertains to omega-3 fatty acids. If you're not aware of what I'm sharing, trust me, you have a gap in what helps you maximize your own personal health. You can't debate me on this. This is a fact. This is the truth. This is solid, solid, solid. And so when this video was sent to me, I'm like, this lady is hitting everything. 100%. She has not missed a beat. So let me show you this video, and I'm going to pause it because there's a few things I want to highlight, but it's a great video.
It's literally act like an FDA-approved drug for the body. The benefits are just so astronomical. They downregulate inflammation.
Okay. One, she opened up and says it's like an FDA-approved drug. It's not, and it's actually a natural food source that we used to get an abundance of, but we don't anymore. Then she mentions inflammation as the first thing. Almost, I could arguably say all chronic illnesses have a relationship with inflammation. If you're treating the illness, but you're not dealing with the inflammation, you're only putting Band-Aids on your situation. So there's 30,000 plus papers, scientific validated papers. You can go to PubMed that back up what she just said. Okay, omega-3s are very important, and not just any omega-3. I have found the #1 product in the world as it pertains to omega-3 because it has polyphenols. Okay. Number 2, let's keep listening.
They help with cell membrane fluidity.
Okay, let's stop there. Jeez. Cell membrane fluidity. Let's say that you're taking a multivitamin or you're taking some type of supplement that you're hoping that is helping your cellular health. How do you know it's working? How do you know it's getting in the cell? If you don't have cell membrane fluidity, then you reduce the likelihood of those nutrients, to include oxygen, getting into the cell, and built up waste and toxins, more difficulty getting out when you don't have fluidity. I mean, what is she in? About 12 seconds. Jeez, let's keep it going.
Help with getting rid of the amyloid in the brain.
Let me stop again. What is amyloid in the brain? That's connected to Alzheimer's. How many of us are in our late 50s, 60s, early 70s, and you don't want dementia or Alzheimer's? If that's you, why would you put something off like this? Now, you can reach out to me, or if somebody shared this video because they felt you would get some good information out of it. You want to be on this product. And the cool part, I mean, figure it out. Don't go out to eat, cut back on something else. Do not put this off. Do not put this off. This is critical. Okay.
Know that it actually can help with increases in muscle mass. If you have an omega-3 fatty acid level or an omega index of 8% or more, you have increased your life expectancy by 5 years. Even for women who are trying to preserve their egg quality over time, they're even showing now that omega-3 index improves egg quality with women who have got diminished ovarian reserve over the age of 40. Honestly, best thing for you to do. 4% is what the average population is right now, omega-3 index, which raises your risk of all-cause mortality. It's actually on the same spectrum of a pack-a-day smoker, having a low omega-3 index of 4%. And make sure you're getting it from a reputable company, know where it's sourced, and the quality of the products, because a lot of these omega-3s can be rancid.
I don't know what else to say. She summarized it up in 60 seconds. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. If you want more information about anything, reach out, contact me. If you want to become a client, I do accept new clients, people who want to be successful in losing weight or improving their health. And if it's not with me, we have over 200 coaches that I can connect you with. We have coaches that speak Spanish. We have coaches that speak Korean. We have coaches that speak Russian. So we have a coach for you if you want to speak with or work with someone who speaks your native language or your primary language. Other than that, I'm Robert Ferguson. I want to say thank you for being here. Please like if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, come over, hit like, comment, say hi, say bye. All of that helps me be able to get the message out so that people don't walk past watermelons that don't have seeds. Or right, or those people who are like, I can't eat that flavored grape because it's genetically modified. Misinformation. Again, there's 2 articles available to you in the description below. Click on them, read them, and then and then you can share it with somebody else. Okay, so I'm Robert Ferguson, and it's time for me to go. Peace.
Diet-free life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see it through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right. With diet-free life, it helps futures lose power.